Raider Nation, it's Mitchell Renz here, host of the Raiders Report, and this is our instant Week 1 reaction of the Raiders' 20-13 win over the New England Patriots. And if you bleed silver and black, give me a just one, baby, down below. It wasn't pretty, but you were able to win an unpretty game, a game that you didn't bring your A game, a game that you didn't, I don't even know if you brought your B game, but you were able to win this one on the road in New England, and you got to say a big old F you to Josh McDaniels. So if you're fired up for this Raiders win, give me a JWB down below if you're fired up. And I'm telling you this, if you're not spamming it, check your pulse right now. From the offensive side of the football, from the defensive side of the football, our defense is the reason why we won this game. We were able to get stops when it mattered the most, and we were able to push the ball forward with Geno Smith when we really truly needed to. Yeah, that one interception kind of gave a lot of momentum on the New England Patriots side, but to be able to make the adjustments that they did, I really want to see us get that running game going. I mean, 19 carries, 38 yards for Jeanty is just not good enough, and the reason why the yards per carry is like that, it's not an Ashton Jeanty problem. It is so clearly an offensive line issue. Also, I can see all of y'all back on YouTube, so shout out to each and every one of y'all, 2,600 people that are still here rocking with us. For the New England Patriots, though, they had Drake May. Think they did a really good job in the second half being able to slow him down. Trevion Henderson, great job being able to limit him. Kayshon Boutte did get going. What I'm really hoping, and I will do my best here to be able to give you guys an update, is Brock Bowers. He's dealing with a knee injury. He was questionable. He did not return, and I almost wonder if they didn't bring him back because of the field conditions, because of, the slipperiness of the field overall. But 5 catches, 103 yards, was an absolute dog when we needed the most in this game. Michael Mayer, I thought, also was pretty damn solid. But let's talk about Geno Smith, because for the longest time, the Raiders haven't had a quarterback that gave them a shot to win. I hope that y'all can see it. We finally have a quarterback that gives us a shot to win. 24-34, 362 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. There was a few plays that were very, very risky overall, but the 4th and 1 play where Geno's rolling, finds Michael Mayer open. That's a big throw. 3rd down and 20, throws one down the field deep to Dante Thornton Jr., a sliding catch. That was a big throw. There was a few that you're like, oh man, Geno, I don't know about that one. But when we needed the plays to be made, Geno Smith thugged it out and got us the plays when we needed them. For Ashton Jeanty, only 2 yards per carry, and what's crazy is his first 3 carries were 22 yards. So that means 16 carries for 16 yards after his first 3. It's got to be better. JPJ, Jordan Meredith, Dylan Parham, I'm looking at y'all. If we're going to give up the amount of running lanes, and when I say running lanes, the lack thereof, we're getting blown up in the backfield. And I don't know what it's going to take. This is kind of the reason why I understand the Raiders wanted to go with Jordan Meredith at center. But when you look at that game, you're not winning at the center position, and you're constantly getting beat on the interior. That's going to happen. Like, to me, I get we had a plan, but this is why you put JPJ at center. And it's just because you got to be able to set the tone. You got to be able to bring that physicality. But you had an opportunity to invest in your interior offensive line this offseason. You decided to draft Caleb Rogers, who wasn't even active today. In fact, 6 of your 11 players that you drafted, only 6 out of the 11 were active for this game today. But then you also go out and you sign Alex Kappa. Like, you can't just decide to put a Band-Aid over a scar and think that it's not going to bleed out, because our biggest issue last season was our inability to run the football. And it looks like it's going to be an issue today. Luckily, Geno Smith was a freaking dog. 24-34, 362 yards and a touchdown and an interception. Jacoby Myers had, I think, 2 drops today. 0 drops last season, but was able to make a lot of clutch catches there in that second half. 8 catches, 97 yards, was able to move the sticks a few times. I got to give a huge shout out to the rookie, Dante Thornton Jr., 2 catches, 45 yards, but no bigger catch than the 3rd down and 20 down the field to let so much time go off the clock. And I think this could have been a much different looking football game if that didn't end up happening. So because we were able to move the football, and because now we have a vertical pass stretcher, I'm telling you this, if the ball wouldn't have been wet if the game wouldn't have been raining, I think that Dante Thornton ball that he caught on 3rd down and 20 would have been a walk-in touchdown because of how badly he beat his man. Another guy that deserves a lot of credit today, Michael Mayer, 4 catches, 38 yards, and you saw Mayer make some really clutch catches in this game, and no bigger than the 4th down and 1. 4th down and 1, Raiders are in Patriots territory. Geno rolls to his one side, and then he's got to throw the football down the field a little bit. Overall, I am very, very proud of this team, and I hope that every time the Raiders play, you pull up to an instant reaction show here on the Raiders Report. I want y'all to hit that subscribe button. I want you to turn on those notifications, sub for Raiders Dubs, and if you don't know, I will be live tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm also going to be live for Monday Night Football, and we're going to keep that party rocking and rolling. Coming up next here on the show is going to be my 5 biggest takeaways from the game. To me, the 5 biggest reasons why the Raiders were able to find a win today and why ultimately they came out on top instead of the Josh McDaniels New England Patriots. I'll get into that in just a moment, but before I do, huge shout out to today's sponsor, Prize Picks. It's easy, it's exciting, daily fantasy sports, and it's made easy. And this show is brought to you by Prize Picks. You and I, we make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Prize Picks is simple to play. You just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you can cash in and win up to 2,000 times your money. Now, I don't know if I told you all this, but I did end up flexing this lineup, which means technically I did not win the 364, but because Jeanty, more, Geno, more, Hunter Henry, more, Michael Mayer, more, Stephon Diggs, more. The only one that I did not get was the Max Crosby, 3.5 tackles, and Max ended up getting 2 tackles in total. So that was $20, and I turned it into $40. Why? Because Prize Picks invented the flex play, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit, which is exactly what I was able to do today. So not only did the Raiders get a win, I also got a win on Prize Picks where I was able to turn $20 into $40. And if you want to roll with me all season long in Prize Picks, download the app today. Use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That is code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. Let's go to my week 1 takeaways now, presented by Prize Picks. Second half adjustments. The Raiders going into halftime are down 10-7, and they were able to come out with a win 20-13. I don't know what the exact yards were for second half between the Raiders and New England, but I'm going to say it's pretty damn close to the Raiders probably had almost triple the amount of yards, triple the time of possession. And you know, I hate to be that guy, but that's what plagues Josh McDaniels' teams, their inability to make those second half adjustments. And what the Raiders did, they made second half adjustments. They kind of got beat up a little bit, some bend but don't break Patrick Graham defenses. They came out and they brought more blitzes in the second half. And the fact that they were willing to bring out more second blitzes and the fact that they were willing to try to get more pressure on Drake May, that made all the difference in the world. The second half adjustments by this Raiders coaching staff is one of the biggest reasons why they won that football game. And it's one of the biggest reasons why you got to feel pretty damn good about the regime that we had. Second reason, the reason why you got to feel good about this regime, we won an ugly game. This is a rainy game in New England. I've talked about Geno struggles outdoors. Geno struggles outdoors in a rain. If that's what Geno looks like, get ready for a hell of a Geno Smith type of season. But to me, it doesn't have to be pretty. Good football teams find ways to win ugly games. And I don't know if the Raiders are a good football team yet. Obviously, there's still a lot of time to be had. Also, I just got a text message. Brock Bowers, he's okay. I just got a text message that says Brock Bowers is okay. He did take a hit on the knee, but he's hoping and he should be good for week 2. So that's something that I want to put out there that's very, very important. I just got a text message. Brock Bowers is okay. He is expected to be able to play next week against the Los Angeles Chargers in a game that, let's face it, is a big game for the Las Vegas Raiders. So hang on, I just want to put that in that title. But Brock Bowers just got a text. It looks like he's going to be good to go for next week. Let's go to the next reason here. My week 1 takeaways. Defense, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I've been calling you out all offseason. quite frankly, I think the defense today was the reason why the Raiders were able to go out and win this football game, because you look at those first half stats, I thought New England was able to move the football pretty freaking well. And then in the second half, it was a whole lot of nothing. Drake May was under pressure, was under duress a lot in that second half. I want to give a shout out to Devin White. I thought he had a hell of a game. I thought Jamal Adams had himself a hell of a game. Max Crosby flying all over the football field. Tyree Wilson had himself a huge sack. Malcolm Kuntz had a big strip there at one time. I'm trying to get more shout outs here. Kai Blue Kelly made his first start in the NFL after, I don't even know, get cut by so many teams. The Las Vegas native had himself a hell of a game. In terms of Landon Roberts, Pete Carroll literally just said that he's dealing with a sprained elbow. So I'll do what I can to get you more updates on him. But Kai Blue Kelly, if you look at the stat sheet, you might see that he got picked on a little bit from time to time. That one pass interference call was a phantom, and I mean a phantom PI that New England is lucky that they were able to get it, which is why they ended up getting some points on the board. But to the defense, to Patrick Graham, to everyone, I mean this. I'm sorry that I doubted you. This defense played a hell of a football game, but we got a big test next week against the Chargers. Let's go to the next reason here. Geno Smith was clutch today, and there were times where Geno, struggled a little bit. Let's be honest. And, that bad interception threw it into basically triple coverage, and then it was interception, punt, 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 a lot of 3 and outs, and we're sitting there going, oh, man, what's going to happen? Pete Carroll showed that he trusted his guy. And on the biggest plays of the game, 3rd down and 20, Geno comes up with the throw. 4th down and 1, Geno comes up with the throw. And this is going to be a football game where I think if you were to ask Geno, how do you think you played, A, B, C, D, or F? And I want to ask y'all, how did Geno Smith play, A, B, C, D, or F? I kind of want to say it was a C game. And it was a C game to me that you got to feel really good about, right? Like 24 completions, 362. That's Chip Kelly proving to y'all that he was trying to stretch the football down the field. And Geno Smith was picking apart. He was finding all of his guys. Michael Mayer, he was finding, think about all these different players that caught a football today. Brock Bowers, Kobe Myers, Trey Tucker, Dante Thornton, Michael Mayer, Jack Besh, Ashton Jeanty, Alex Bachman didn't. But that's 7 different players. And, you had 5 guys over 38 receiving yards. That's really tough to be able to scheme for. Geno Smith got it done when it's clutch. That's why you went out and got a quarterback. And I hope that to all the Geno Smith doubters, you saw today a little bit of what he could bring to the table. Can't wait to see what he's going to be able to do in a dome. So grade it down below for me. How did Geno Smith play today against the New England Patriots? A, B, C, D, or F. Let me know down below. I'm going to give Geno a B grade because he made plays when it mattered the most, and that's why you pay your quarterback the money that you do. Let's go to my final week 1 takeaway. The running blocking, yikes. I don't know what it's going to look like. We're not going to be a playoff caliber team unless we figure out how to run the ball. And maybe we blame it on, the wet conditions. Maybe we blame it on the fact that the wet conditions plus Milton Williams and Christian Barmore. But, this is going to be a team that, unless we figure out how to run the ball with our running back, and I think for all Raider fans out there, this was the concern, right? You go out and you spend the number 6 overall pick on a back that's clearly talented, but if you don't have an offensive line that can block for him, then why the hell are we investing in a running back? So to me, I'm going to challenge JPJ. I'm going to challenge Jordan Meredith. I'm going to challenge all of our offensive linemen to just simply, be better. And listen to this. Raiders first half stats. Okay, I want to talk about the defense here real quick. Can you go back to defense? Sorry. Raiders defense in the first half compared to the second half. In the first half, 38 plays. They gave up 201 yards, had a sack, 3 quarterback hits, and 2 tackles for loss. So on average, they were giving up about 5.29 yards per play. In the second half, 10 plays, 54 yards on the final drive, okay? So that was just that final drive. The whole thing, though, 33 plays, 127 yards. That's an average of 3.84 yards, 3 sacks, 6 quarterback hits, 4 tackles for loss, an interception, and a forced fumble. It's the defense that made the corrections, which is why we won this game. And that's the reason why we won. It wasn't pretty, but we found ways to win, and I'm very, very proud of our team. So here's the thing. If y'all don't know, here are going to be the live shows that I do this upcoming week. I'm going to be live tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific, here on the Raider Sport. Though, I'm looking at that. I don't think that timing makes sense. This is actually technically 10 a.m. Pacific. Then I'm going to be live for Monday Night football, 7 p.m. Eastern time, 4 p.m. Pacific tomorrow. So it's going to be a long day for me. So I hope that you guys subscribe. Hope that you guys tune in. I'm not lying when I say this. It's going to be a 16, 17, 18-hour day for me tomorrow. So please, please, please make sure you pull up. I will be live then again on Tuesday for Raiders Report, 4 p.m. Eastern time. We get to punish our Patriots guy, Brett Alpert, and we're going to put him through the ringer. And if you want to punish our Patriots host, make sure you're ready for this day. And then I will be live Thursday Night Football, Packers, Commanders, Wet and Wild here on the Raiders Report.